What are you going to do when a storm blows through? Do you have a plan? Because it really is important that you have an emergency plan when things happen in life. So that in case you get separated, in case you can't communicate with your family, that you have a place to go. That everybody in the family knows what to do. If there's a fire, that you get outside, you go to a certain location. Everybody reports in so they know everybody's safe. It really is important that we have a plan. And that we work that plan when the storm comes, because it's not a question of if, but when storms are going to come through. And we need to predetermine how we are going to respond to those storms. Hi, I'm Craig Fritchley, pastor of Calvary Apostolic Tabernacle, with today's devotional. I had to come out to my yard and just do a little bit of cleanup. The remnants of the hurricane that came through knocked down a few branches, knocked over part of our fence here, and so now we've got to get rid of it, because when a storm comes through, there's a lot of danger. We're praying for all the ones that were affected in the southeast. Praying for the families of the one that lost their lives and all the ones that are recovering. It's going to take a long time. Because storms are powerful. Things happen. Situations come. And we need to walk with God each and every day and allow God to help us. So when that storm comes in your life, not a physical storm necessarily, but a spiritual storm. Maybe it's an emotional storm. Maybe it's a financial crisis. Whatever it might be, you've got to predetermine, what are you going to do? Who are you going to trust in? Who are you going to listen to? Because the Lord tells us that He will be a shelter. He will be a stronghold. He will protect us. He will guide us. And Israel, when they were going through their crisis, when Jesus walked on the earth, Jesus looked over Jerusalem. He said, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets and stonest there, you won't listen to godly voices. He said, how often would I gather you together as a hen gathered her chicks, but you would not. They wouldn't listen to the Messiah's voice. And so the Lord said, you're going to suffer the consequences. He said, I would have protected you. I would have sheltered you. I would have helped you. But now you're on your own. So when spiritual storms come through, we've got to put our hand in God's hand and walk with Him. We've got to make up in our minds ahead of time, I'm going to stay with God. No matter what happens, I'm going to serve God. I'll be faithful to church. I'll be faithful in my walk with God. I will make sure that I do what I know is right, even though when I don't know what else to do. God's going to help you in those storms. God's going to be with you. God's going to protect you, and He's going to help you to grow. In spite of the loss that might happen in a storm, God's going to help you today. I'm praying for you that God would help you to be ready, and if you're going through a storm right now, that God would protect you and you would grow through that storm. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you on the next devotional. God bless.